So, what's the 441 Martians, peace, love, and all that? What's the 441 Martians, peace, love, and all that? Goodness. Thumbs, eat the thumbs. How y'all live? Man, check it out, y'all. We did the crow call earlier today. I was at the beach and everything. And my playback wouldn't even play back. So, I'm back. I need to get this message out. You know what I mean? And I understand how the message can be restricted by the powers that be and the evil forces and the forces that do not want you to get this message out. So, came back, reset, and we're going to discuss some things here at the Spiritual Crow Call meeting. You know what I mean? Your boy Chief Wise Eye. I really appreciate the opportunity to service my team, my family with this this information, because we're at war, spiritual war, World War III. And this is the most important war. All those physical wars were just propaganda, getting your mind distracted off of this war. So I had a lot of good downloads on my last video that would not upload. So we're going to pray for better luck, Spirit. Y'all protect my voice, protect your words, protect your message as we graciously and kindly hand these out on a daily basis. So we was talking about a whole lot, but what I really wanted to discuss was the hero stories that are attached to you, and I wanted to talk about the elements, because your fingers, these are all attached to elements, and you have your pointer, which is air, fire, earth, water, and then this thumb is your ether, your spirit. So that's why I'd be like, ether thumbs up, y'all, because your spirit, we want to edify the spirit. You know what I mean? I'm eating my breakfast because I'm late. I was supposed to have been eating this without doing my video, but whatever. So, doing mudra signs, meditations and things, your body has important gateways and portals that access and send energy. So just like your fingers, you put these two together, you're thinking with your spirit. You know what I mean? This is a very easy mudra to do while you're meditating or in a meditative state, because you're able to quantify the etheric thoughts and bring them down into your avatar and understand where you're at. You know what I mean? So it's a calibration of ancestral knowledge, and the integration will allow you to harness the genius. Do you feel me? And that's what the Christ consciousness is all about. That's what we're dealing with right now. The red sun, I was out there getting my red sun energy. The sun is hot, y'all, and I love it. People out there complaining about this sun, man, no sir. No sir. This is the best thing you can ever get, because the integration is allowing the avatar to upgrade. You know what I mean? So the sunlight has sun rays. So the sun rays involve an intelligence. The intelligence has an activation for your body, and your body has an integration response due to the effect of the sunlight, because purification comes from the sunlight. New growth comes from the sunlight. New energy, inspiration, and God's will, because God's will is connected to the solar activation, and your solar plexus is the direct cord, for this gateway. So we're looking at a portal. July 3rd, this portal, this is a portal, and the energy is concentrated in the etheric realm, and the etheric realm is allowing you to fund your campaign. So if you don't have a campaign, you need to go back to the drawing board. You need to figure out what your mission is. You need to see what Spirit is offering you to lend as a serving hand to America, to the world, to the nation, wherever you may be from. You feel what I'm saying? Man, this is good. Harnessing the elemental frequencies will help you gauge better identity with the illusionary process in this 3D, because this 3D is illusionary, and if you don't understand the codes will go over your head and you will stay locked in the infinity loop that Thanos was trying to snap you out of. So you're handling the energy of red sun, blue Katina energy, and the rise of the dragon. So the sunlight is beaming, right? So it's spiking the resonance. So as we are able to bring in the ether, this is what meditation and breath work is all about. Because if you notice, the most powerful animal in the ecosystem, which is in the water, is the large, long whale, the 52 hertz whale. And that whale is able to hold its breath the longest. So it explores the deepest, and it is inside the abyss where others may not reach because the pressure is too heavy. So the pressure is too heavy. Pressure is showing you how to align, because pressure can bust a pipe. Pressure can make diamonds, you know what I mean? And it's important when you get started with this Kundalini rise to stay airtight. And airtight means no leaks. You don't want no leaks in this avatar, because that's when you'll get blowouts, or you'll have a scar in the back of your back, and that's literally a solar plexus blowout. So some of the energy is not consecrated within the avatar, and it's not staying in the avatar. It is going up the Kundalini, but it's going out of the avatar as you are making your way up this draconian rise. That's what the draconian. Okay.
Can you
Peace
hear
and
me?
love, Omni. Yeah, I hear you, family.
All right, peace, peace. What's happening? What's happening?
All love. Welcome to you, family. I'm in here. I was just rapping. How you living?
I can't complain, man. I can't complain at all. I'm elated. You know what I mean?
I know, man. I can hear it and see it in your voice, family. I can hear it and see
Right.
it in your voice. You trying to do some building? You know what I mean? I'm already in go mode.
I see. I see. I had to. Earlier,
So
I was just getting myself together. I said, man, I gotta get situated.
yeah, I'm doing these on the pop up, but with me and you, right, we'll get scheduled and we'll do them up in synchronicity. I'm just out here trying to build the call. You know what I mean?
Guys, that's a fact. That's a fact.
I was just talking about spirit, and I was explaining how the mudras connected to your fingers, they allow different gateways of electricity to circulate through the avatar, right? And that's related to the Shango energy, related to the Pikachu energy, if you will. It's related to
Right.
the electrical energy, because that electrical energy, it 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 how you say it, it declassifies the mess, and it brings chaos into order. So it's allowing purification, allowing creativity, and it's allowing the avatar to come up with new ideas on how to create. So that's what we're really looking at with this red sun and this blue Kachina energy. You
Right.
you just went through a major transformation with your family. So you care to share that or not, bro?
Yeah, nah, I'm always going to yeah, man. So not just me, like my divine counterpart, you know what I mean, my little one that just, it was just birthed. Um we've seen a lot of different transitions that when you synchronize, I find a lot of times that you tend to go through certain cycles together, you know what I mean? Because you connected in a certain way. So what I've always noticed is that when spirit is moving things in alignment, they always keep it like in correspondence with each other. You know what I mean? Like if she's at 48%, you know what I'm saying, I'll be at 52. You know what I'm
Ooh,
saying? Like it's always that nice little balance there. And when I first was going through, my upgrades, it came through in a certain way, you know what I mean? And she was very much there, supportive, had my back on a lot of things. And then now her transition was her becoming going into her motherhood. You know what I mean? So I see now where there's certain things that she encounters that require me to help balance that out. You know what I'm saying? And it might be me being a little more nurturing. It might be being a little more, hey, is there anything I could do to kind of take this off of you, X, Y, Z, so on and so forth, whether it's the Pampers or it's the this or the that. Um, and these are all things that without without that connection, these are things that would kind of it may you might find it like irritating or you might find it like tedious. You know what I'm saying? So because it's that constant like, but when I see it for what it truly is I'm nurturing my partner when they need it. You know what I'm saying? And I see how there's that gratitude and there's but we learning so much, so many things about just being parents that and it's what's strange is that it's not neither one of our first child,
Wow,
but
wow,
the
wow,
the connection between us, it's almost like it's our first child for the second time. It's kind of mind
wow.
blowing. Like it,
I
it,
love it.
it yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man. And just every day and just going through the ins and outs and the ups and downs. It's not like I can see it from the third world how I had my first child and how certain things came up and my responses to it was much different. But having a counterpart that that symmetry is such a totally different experience. Such a totally different experience. And it's a beautiful thing, man. And I'm enjoying the ride and everything that's happening between us as we're growing through these different stages. Her gifts are starting to like come back around and
Sheesh.
she's starting to amplify and get back to doing what she does best. And yeah, it's definitely something that I'm enjoying watching happening.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's powerful, man.
the experience is definitely going to inspire many because that's why I wanted you to share it. I can feel that it's a transformational experience, and your baby
Hmm.
being born on this July is the first, right?
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
major, it's a major day, man. It's a huge day. She came right before the ancestors showed up, so her body had to be here for this synchronicity, and the angels have flooded the gates. So now it's like that's a crystal baby to the point where she'll never even see the old world. She'll never even experience it. It'll be so beloved that we're gonna get different individuals coming out of this love. You know what I mean? The way that you and your woman are consecrating y'all's child, like you said, the synchronicity. It ain't even a chore when you have the ability to do something for your counterpart because it's like, ooh, that's me, and I'm gonna just
Mm,
love the fact that she's able to reap benefit from what I can do because I know she can't strong on somebody, but I know
right.
I can do that, and I know I have to do that. That's my job. So it's beautiful to identify that, and the way that you identified it so easily. That's synchronicity, family. I appreciate you sharing
Yeah,
that for sure.
yeah. Yeah. Like we talk about it sometimes, and I'm just like, I can see it in her face, and I can see it like, and you know what I mean. It's a different kind of language. It's a different kind of caring. It's a different kind of love. And I thought that us being in a relationship together, I thought that that was like the pinnacle of it. You know what I'm
Right?
saying? But once I'm seeing now that even the creation of new life and what the child means to our goals and missions while we're here, I'm starting to see that have a different kind of expansion to it, and even the child itself, like not super cry a lot, just a little like, hey, I'm hungry, hold me down, and I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, no extra nothing. You know
Let's
what I'm
go.
saying? Like already aware of what the mission is. Look, I'm not here to cause trouble. I know it's a lot going on. You're trying to
Facts.
navigate. You know what I'm saying? Yo, hold me down with a bottle, and I'm good. You know what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
need. Now that's love. That's super love. Now, when she turned two, we'll see how it changes because when
Yeah,
you get
yeah.
two,
I know. I know. It's more
your
in the
your
way.
mind activates a little bit, and you start to remember, like, hold up, I'm here again. So that's what the terrible twos be about. It's like I'm about to wild out because I ain't trying to be back. But I feel like that one was different. The 2020 babies And up, especially at 2025, baby, and up, man, they have a special guided purpose, man. And it's not even going to be hard for you to raise that child, family. It's going to be
Yeah,
so, it's going to
nah,
be so blissful.
yeah, absolutely, man. I've looked into, I've used, certain uh things to kind of help me understand, like, where she's from, what's her purpose, what's her goal, you know what I mean? Like, and really, because I've had dreams about, Quinn long before she came. You know what I
There we
mean? And
go.
that's why when it all kind of came to fruition, it all kind of like, okay, boom, this I'm at this stage now. This is the next part that I need to be on. So that's when it all started to really come through. So I already knew, based on like how I was moving, how my counterpart was moving, that 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 where she was gonna come into play, her being the fruition of what we were trying to do. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? And the piece that we leave behind. Because don't get me wrong, I love my time here, and I run it up for everything that I can. You know what I'm saying? Try to touch as many people as I can, bless those that listen. With eyes to see and ears to hear. But I know that after I'm gone, I want a piece here that is the no. Do you know who my pop was? Do you know who my mom's was? Like, they did this when under the same conditions y'all had it, you know what I'm saying? And they really did it like this. So the message that she leaves and the life that she lives will be the embodiment of what we had to go through and learn, and navigate and trying to move from this space, and you know what I mean? All the lessons that'll just come to her with ease. And that's pretty much like my goal.
mm,
Um through what I teach her, through what we, absorb through life, and just trying to make sure that she doesn't get too tainted by uh, the, 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 the impurities of the world. I
mm.
think that's what the biggest part of, having that clarity and trying to guide her forward, because it's a lot of things going on right now in the world, left, right, up and down, celebrities over here, over there. So I think that the naturalness, especially with her being a feminine, I think the naturalness and her connectedness to nature, and that
Mm-hmm.
connection to her mom, and just making sure that she knows who she is without having somebody to validate that. And by me moving in the correct way, she'll understand what a man is supposed to be. Not just a man that says, "Oh, I think you're pretty and beautiful." Like, a man that understands you, a man that is there for you, that knows how you have to move through life. A partner, not just something that comes and goes, and oh, hey girl, it'll be all right. No, 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 no. We're not out here trying to just, you know what I'm saying? Trying
Facts,
to,
bro.
what I mean, bobbing and weaving through everything going on. Because I just seen something. It just kind of reminded me. I just seen something how the rapper Cardi B, like, I guess the dude that she with, he done like dumped her and all of this stuff. And what I saw on that was like, immediately was like, and it's nothing against nobody, but the
Yeah.
message was clear, right? She was with one dude, they had a little thing, he cheated on her, she left him and got with this other dude, quick, fast, and in a hurry, like they always do. You know what I'm saying? We see a lot of time in celebrity worlds how people don't take time to heal. They don't take time to understand who they are. They don't take time to like really go inside themselves and try to be a better person before they move on to the next space. So she moved from one to the next, and this dude dumped her. And people will sit around and bicker about who's right, who's wrong. But the truth of the matter is, it's broken homes being made in the process of this. It's a feminine energy being broken by masculine energies who are already broken.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying? And we all lose in the end because we watching them. The kids watch them. Everybody's watching them, and quietly we taking information in from these scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea is to create those environments and those relationships that are like, you know what? That's what I want right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what we're doing. Spiritual crow call is all about that. That's what we're
Yeah.
here to do, family. We're here to expose the type of energy we're gonna need to come across the gates that are going to block us. And if you don't have the proper key, which just means the armor and the skill set and the knowledge to go through that gate, you're gonna get blocked. And Papa Legba will not let you through the gate. And this is what my walking stick represents. You know what I mean? The more decorated it gets, the more access I get. But this started out as just a regular ass stick, and Spirit sent it to me to say that we're gonna guide you. You just gotta listen. And I think
Facts.
it's important. It's important that we are guided by our children. You know what I mean? And a quick breakdown on that will be the woman and the man. If you have a son, your son is going to show you basically which direction you should be going as far as your knowledge, because you're going to have to teach him. He's already going to have a skill set, but he's going to need sharpening from you. So that's going to give you the ideal to be like, okay, he's here. Let me stay here with him. Same thing with your daughter. If your daughter comes out and she has a particular emotional resonance, she wants you to mimic and follow that emotional reverence. She wants you to fix it and balance it. And now, if it's perfectly in harmony, she just wants you to follow suit. So that's the beautiful thing about having children, because they may not be the parent, but they're the teacher. And
Right.
that's what I'm learning. You know what I mean? It's like, it's beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. And I'm like I said, I'm definitely looking forward to just watching her grow. And um I think every time, that we have a kid, I think we kind of look back at what was previously done, just like we do what, the people that raised us. We kind of look at things that was done, and we're like, you know what? If I had the chance, I would do that a little differently. I would try a little harder to move it this way or that way. So I think with my son, he's about 9. So I'm looking at a nice little 10-year gap from what I knew at then and what I know now, as far as like my consciousness level,
Yeah.
what I'm able to stand up to, what I'm able to be okay with resisting and not feeling like, how am I going to get around this? And I think as a divine masculine, that's something that we think about a lot. We think about what we're willing to handle when
Right.
it comes down to it. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely something where I see how the gap from there to there is enormous. You know what I'm saying? Just in the level of consciousness that I have and what I have access to, and just having access to my own feminine energy and how I
Yep.
can nurture her. And as far as as well as my counterpart, because I'm pretty sure that in some of my past relationships, not being whole is what kind of helped me, what kind of helped the deterioration of the situation itself. So, when you come back a little bit more whole, you know what I mean? you get,
I like how you, I like how you put that.
yeah, yeah, most definitely. You know what I'm saying? So,
That's facts.
yeah, 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 man. I always try to and I love how spirit moves, because it allows me to be truthful about my truth without it being something that I feel is like, oh man, that's what it was. I know a lot of parts of me was damaged. You know what I'm saying? It was damaged from maybe the relationship maybe I didn't get to fully have with my mom, or and maybe searching for these different individuals to be something in particular for me, and not having it myself made me over rely on them. And then hence, you have these bad scenarios. But you attract, what you are. And that's how I feel now when it comes to like my counterpart. The wholeness that I have is what she has. So it's almost like we don't need each other, but we love being around each other.
That's
It's it's
the
the it's
perfect
the
play.
wildest, like, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Perfect
yeah.
play. I'm talking about
Yeah,
that's game over. I'm talking
yeah,
about
yeah,
Neo and
literally.
Trinity, family. Neo and Trinity, my G's. It's
Yeah,
over after you
literally.
get there. Once you get there, bro, it's up. Oh my God, I can't wait till I'm there, family. It's on its way. I can feel the
Oh
synchronicity.
yeah, nah,
Just
I
just by
already
what you
know. I
telling
already
me.
know.
Just by what that's why I'm hyped. Just by what you telling me. Mine's is around the corner.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. It's
I
coming.
say
It's
that.
coming. I see. Man, I'm talking about since, I would say, maybe since
Gosh almighty.
maybe like within the last, maybe I would say 2.5 years. Um, and it was around the time that eclipse happened.
Ooh.
It was just this huge influx of, like, I started feeling the shifts where it went from individual like elevation, and I felt like spirit was like, okay, now that y'all have spent enough time by yourselves and you learned the things that you need to learn, those, I always look at it in waves, right? I look at it, those who are in front of the wave, those who are on the wave, and those who are behind the wave. So if you've been on your game, if you've been doing what you need to do, you've been learning your
Ooh.
lessons,
You on it.
and yeah, and you stay and you want it, you 24/7 with it, you in the mix, you probably in front of the wave. You're gonna catch on to what's supposed to be, you know what I mean, what's coming. Just kind of
Ooh,
like how animals in a tsunami. You know what I'm saying? Like they never get caught in
ooh,
the tsunami because
they gone.
they already tapped in. So they like, yo, it's time to slide. And it ain't just the birds and the rabbits, it's
Yep,
everybody.
yep.
If you know what's going on, you know what's going on.
Fish,
So
everybody. Yep.
yeah, everybody. Nobody gets caught up. The ones that ain't tapped in, which would be the humans, right, who ain't paying attention, who do steady, you know what I mean, on their phone doing it, they get the wave be right across the street and they be like, oh my God, I didn't see it coming. That's how it
Wow.
be. So you know what I mean?
I
So
mean,
for us that are in that path of enlightenment, we can see how these changes that are coming, we've been knew that the end that this this World War thing
end
was
game.
happening.
End
You know what
game,
I'm
baby.
saying?
We knew
We've
it.
been seeing this type of thing coming. It's the people who are behind the wave who are still like, well, I just feel as though it'll all work itself out. Yeah, like it did last time and the time before that and the time, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, but the unions that are coming are a result of what nature has already deemed necessary. So these are
I,
things that it's not necessarily something that is oh, it'd be cool if you ran into one. No, this is divine order. It's what they're lining it up so that when this third world thing crashes, the divine unions that are connected already are going to be the people who rebuild it. That's it's just that simple. There is no other way around it.
that's it.
Everywhere you turn and look, you're starting to see not just people getting together, because the people who are getting together, just like with this Cardi B and this boys and this other guy, if it's not divine, it's gonna just fall apart.
Yep. Wipe
It's
his
gonna
nose.
fall apart instantly. It's not gonna last long because you probably do have something that is pushing you into that divine space. But if you're not looking for it, whatever you get to, it's not gonna stick.
Yeah,
It's
bro.
not gonna
That's
stick
that's
because you
God talk.
immediately know when you're dealing with your own kind. Like it's a certain way that you flow, it's a certain way that you speak, it's a certain kind of energy that you're looking for, and it's not all of this. Oh, I got a big ass or BBLs, and it ain't none of that. It ain't none of
Yep.
that. It's just strictly like, yo, listen, I think you a dope soul, XYZ. When you ain't gotta do all of the extra, you know what I'm saying? If they
Yep.
hurt like you
Facts.
been hurt, but you done got better, everything starts to flow and make sense. So, and I've been seeing this wave come more and more and more, and it's getting heavier and heavier and heavier. I'm seeing people more willing to be like, look, I don't want nobody that ain't on my level, and they meaning this in a spiritual way. Like I want a divine counterpart. That's something that you'll wait for. That's why when I saw your post when you was like, "Yo, I'm not busting no moves until I
I'm
run
out.
into my," I was like, he
I'm out.
already on it. He not playing
I'm
no games. He
I'm
not getting
out
no
because I know where we
energy.
at. I know where we at, Omni. I know what the alchemists need. I said, all right, I'm gonna bring it to you. I'm gonna bring it
Facts,
to you, and then we'll talk to the abbot. Don't even worry about it.
facts,
You
facts.
know what I mean?
When I seen that post, I was like, "Yo, it's that really like was a confirmation for me because." That space, I promise you, had I not, I was literally in that space. Like that, I'm done. I ain't about to be
Yeah.
unless it's something. And once I got, XYZ, it came through. That's what even inspired me to even come to Louisiana, bro. I would not be down here
Wow.
if it was not for that message of yo, this is for real this time. I'm talking about, bro. I had pendulum swinging and everything. Are you
Trying to
sure?
see. Trying to see.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm all the way like, are you sure about this? Like, cause don't have me out here looking crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never been to the South. If this ain't what this ain't it, man.
Yeah.
Let me know. Keep it real with me. We ain't gotta do all of this. I still rock out with you. I'm still here for the cause. But if this ain't that money, I can't do this.
Yeah. Don't
Yo,
do
this is
me.
the one. All right, bet. Man, listen.
Don't do me like
I
that.
tell you, I was definitely ready to hang it up. Like,
Oh, hey, that's you talking prophecy right now, God. That's prophecy, family. I'm telling you. That's speaking to
yeah.
my spirit. That's speaking to my spirit. That's love. That's love, man. I love that.
Yo,
Oh man.
but I definitely see that for you though, bro. That's 100, man. Like I see how you move. I see how, and I'm not saying that because I respect the God in you. I'm saying that because it's divine order.
That's
Like
facts.
the way you move, how you are, the how you give us like so freely, man. It's coming to you. It's coming to you. That's a
I say that.
fact.
I say that. I appreciate that, family. You know what I mean? I appreciate that all the way. You know what I mean? Got the Orisha out here. Was that on room, Arunamel? How you say his name?
Yeah, Arumala. Yeah, yeah,
Arunamel.
yeah,
Yeah,
man.
he brings the balance.
I'm telling you.
He brings the balance. That might be one of your. It might be one of your heads. We'll talk about Orisha later, though.
Yeah, yeah, that's a
We'll talk
fact.
about them later.
Oh yeah, we definitely gonna get into it. We definitely gonna get into it, man.
Cause I'm loving the energy and the frequencies. I'm understanding it differently now, so I'm able to get into it now, like without having to be like, damn, is that right? Asking spirit a bunch of questions and shit. Like I understand the Orisha on another level now. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
It's
word,
beautiful.
word, word, man. Yeah, I'm so glad I was able to catch you because um I had just jumped in the room earlier.
Facts.
I was just coming in and I seen that it ended. I was like, oh
So
man.
so look how God worked. I tried to load the video that I did while you caught me early. It wouldn't load. The shit would not load. I'm about to get mad at, and then I'm like, Spirit, y'all want me to get back on live. All right, cool, whatever. I had some good downloads, but whatever.
Right.
So I just sat down, I got low, I said, I'm gonna get back in here. And then you know what I mean, me and you can get in alignment. But just like she says, you're gonna feel it first. So the
Mhm.
feeling is important, the 5D. So that five the density is important that we learn that we're in control of it. And we were in this infinity loop not knowing that the 5D even existed and it was in our reach to even create there. So as we create there, I'm seeing all kind of wonderful things and the greatness of our future. And it's only a matter of time, and I'm talking about like 2-3 years time to where we're all online. And this third density is gonna be looking different. It's gonna be looking
Yeah.
so different. So like you said, like you said, we're gonna be above and ahead of the wave. And Spirit told me 2 years ago that right before it prepared me for my separation with my wife, it was telling me that we're breaking up all the gods, all the false relationships. When we're
Mm.
putting the gods and the goddesses together, you know what I mean? It don't matter if the kids done lost out with their mother, they're gonna get replaced and replenished in such a more uh, fashionable way that the grace is gonna be, you know what I mean, undeniable.
Yeah,
So
that's a
so that kind
fact.
of that kind of prepared me to be like, all right, well, let me just ride the wave and not try to control the wave because I've been drowning trying to control the wave and
Yes.
you know what I mean. And I had to
Yeah.
get back on my board and be like, man, let me just swim out here and I'm gonna get back on the wave. The next big wave I see, I'm riding it all the way to the shore. There's nothing else they
Fact.
can do. You know what I mean? Nothing else they can do. So that was the download I had got like 2 years ago. So it was just preparing me and you know you be a little apprehensive, like, damn, is this wave gonna let me down or is something gonna happen? And
Yeah,
you're
absolutely.
like and you just really riding the wave and you're finding out that hey, this is all right. I'm okay. You might you might you might hit your face a little bit on the brush up, but you get back on the board and you
Oh
cool.
yeah.
You
Oh
still
yeah.
rolling. Your eyes might get a little salty from the salt water because you crying too much,
Right, right, right. It
but
don't
you
it don't
cool.
come easy. That's a fact. But
You know it might
it's
be
all
cold
love.
out there. You still out there.
Man, listen, man. When I tell you, I'm just speaking on from my experience, like the 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 bond that I was in at the time, and this is what kind of like made me to the space where I was like, you know what, I'm done. I ain't doing this no more. I was in a marriage, right? And I'm thinking that this was, we always have that like this is my it. This is what I want. This is my move right here. And I think that, well, I don't think I know. The reason why it was such a learning lesson for me was because the individual reminded me so much, like visually looked a lot like my mom.
Mm,
You see what I'm
mm,
saying? So it was a space where I had a deep uh, want to hold on to it because I was looking at something as something that I felt like I was missing. You see what I'm
mm-hmm,
saying? So I knew that once I was able to go inside myself and understand that I'm putting more into this person than this person is giving to me because of what they remind me of, not because of who they actually are.
wow.
It was a deep learning lesson because I didn't realize how much I was holding on to that imagery because I felt like walking away from this person was walking away from my mom.
Was it just imagery, or do you feel like some level they had the same personality traits or the same energy?
It was a lot of it. It was a lot of it. It definitely went beyond like the physical layer
Yeah,
because I literally like sought this individual out in terms of because you know we're very careful about how we deal with people because I ain't just for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
that's right.
I always say I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I'm somebody's Hennessy straight. You know what I'm
Come on, man. That's a bar
saying?
too. Somebody,
but
a rapper said that too, but they said it a little different. Go ahead though.
Right,
That's
right.
love.
So I took my time, you know, when I was dealing with this individual. So as far as zodiac signs, it was there. As far as the way they looked, it was there. And I had a deep wanting to want to be with this individual, and it was mutual. So, and for me to, you know, come in like I'm coming, I'm all truth. I don't play a lot of games. Hey, look, I
Yeah.
know you might have a situation. I just want you to know that's over with. I'm here now. You know what I mean? And once everything, yeah, like, you know, don't play too many
Let's
games.
go.
So,
Big dog
so
status. You're
once
not gonna
everything
play.
rolled through and everything played out, I felt like this was me putting the crown on my head. Like, boom, okay, I'm in the building now. But as time went on, and I started to realize that I did not know what was best for me.
Yeah, that's speaking to me.
That took a lot for me to take for spirit to, for me to let spirit take the crown off because I'm fighting to keep it on. Like, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? Why you and he like, bro, you can't crown yourself. All right. I
I
gotta give
swear
you
to
the crown.
God.
So I'm sitting up here like, yo, so this is what we doing. And so he let me keep it on. He was like, oh, you think you know what's best? I'm gonna show you don't. And I bang my head, boom, bang my head, boom, bang my head, boom. And the harder I'm trying to make it work, the less it's working. It wasn't until I'm talking and bro, listen, God, I'm telling you, everything on paper looked phenomenal. I'm talking about uh got another car, then she got another car, got a better job, she got a better job, moved to a better spot. But on the inside, it was all deteriorating
Damn.
faster and faster and faster. The more things we accomplished, the worse it was getting. Because I started to realize that all of this stuff is stuff that I never actually wanted. I was doing it because I thought this is what I was supposed to do. It wasn't
Yep.
feeding me in no kind of real way.
Yep.
And
Me
it was
too.
showing spiritually because it was just starting to get deep. It was just separating more and more and more. And I'm like,
Yep.
well, I can't seem to make this make sense. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this. And every time I turn around, I
Speaking.
just want to get away from you.
Yep.
Like
Damn.
everything in my body is telling me that I want to get away from you. And I can't understand why I'm saying that, but that was the inner that was my higher self telling me. It was my physical self that was still attached to the imagery.
I
No,
swear to God.
because you see what I'm saying? It was
I
all of this
swear.
like things that I was telling myself, and that wasn't it at all. It wasn't until I let the voice speak for me and I was like, yo, it's this not it. Remember we was
That
having that conversation where at one time you had that argument and you sitting at the stop sign, you like, bro, this
that
cannot be
voice be
it.
talking louder and louder and louder. It'll get louder, and you'll be like, "Yo, all right, you ain't gotta say it no more. I'm out." It'll be that
Yes.
click. You could be
Yeah, man.
mad, but once you get it, you just calm down and let all the air out. He was like,
Yeah, yeah. And then you just
all
kind of
right, that's
because
right in his act.
I had to do all of those different material things. I had to get another car because I thought that would fix it. I had to get into another spot because I thought that would fix it. I had to go over here and do this because I thought that would fix it. Once I exhausted all of those physical aspects,
Come
that's when
on,
I was like, damn, spirit really know what the hell they talking about. This ain't for me.
you know,
I thought I had it. Because I did this, I did that twice. I got it wrong. I did it back again, perfected that.
yep,
It still didn't work. That's
yep.
when it became like a
That's the
bro.
formula.
I told you early on that that ain't for you, man.
That's the formula. That's the
Yeah,
formula
yeah.
of a chosen one.
I
You're
had to
gonna
let
bump
you
your
run
head.
your yeah. I had to let you run your race because I know you one of them go getters. You gonna do a
That's
lot before you
exactly
just give
right.
up. You know what I'm saying?
Spirit be like,
You
look,
ain't
I
gonna
know
just
you.
give up. I know
I'm
it.
not even mad with you.
Yeah, but once I was able to like let that fall and I let the spirit start talking more, message came through just as clear as day, man. Like the next year of your life is gonna be better than the last four. And 4 years was exactly the timeline that I was married. And this was
Wow.
coming from somebody who didn't even know I was in a relationship.
Right?
So that was such a like. mind blowing like thought process that sent me down a whole nother path of like, I'm done. That's it. Spirit, you got it from here on out. You sure? I'm dead sure.
I'm dead sure, bro.
I'm
It
dead
ain't
sure.
nothing else.
Yeah.
It ain't
And
nothing
it
else.
was
I
like,
was. Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
no, well, all I was saying was I finished it. But and after that moment of that prophecy coming through, like my mindset became so connected to what spirit wanted because I knew right then and there, like if I can't pick something like this out, it's no way that I'm gonna be able to think like this and go to my and be able to get to my next space. Because I never wanted all of that craziness, you know what I'm saying? I just want something that was for me. And if
Yep.
you say you know and you got the formula and you can put me on, spirit was like, I got you. Listen, it's a move over here, it's down here. You say what
No
now?
bullshit.
You
Where?
gonna you want to go where? It's
When?
down here. But listen, I got you. I promise you. If you rock it with me, because I know I got your attention now. Because you, if you
I
rock with me, I got you. I
swear.
bet. Let's do it.
I swear. And I think the attention part, this is when you deal with the anima and the animus, and you're dealing with the opposition. So within our male body, our male avatar, we have a divine feminine. Everyone has a divine feminine, but to balance our natural male, our divine feminine is the balance. So a lot of men will avoid that portion. And just like you say, you had to take the crown off and you had to give in to the will, which means you're just gonna wait. You're gonna put your hands on your you know what I mean? You're gonna put your butt on your hands and sit down. So you're just gonna not
Mm-hmm.
do nothing. And at that point, spirit is going to know that you're saving space now to receive the Christ consciousness. And once you
Yeah.
receive that consciousness, now you're in sync. Now you don't even gotta tell spirit what you want. Spirit already know what you want and times 10. So they put a little sauce on it. Man,
Mm-hmm.
I done witnessed this firsthand. And like you say, you'll bump your head getting into the way of something that you think you want. Whole time, whole time you let go and you let your animal relax, your divine feminine, and you allow spirit to just come to you, then you're able to quantify that energy. Quantifying that energy is going to be you times 10. You know what I mean? That's the magnetism that we share. Everyone shares this magnetism. But if we on TV watching Cardi B and watching the bullshit on repeat, we don't ever get to that elevation to consciousness of the Christ consciousness. So that anima and animate, same thing for women. Women, they might wait for a man to come see them, but a woman has to realize that their divine feminine is asking them to stabilize their being so that when a man pulls up on you, he has somewhere to lay and sit down at. You know what I mean? Because she's earth and water. So is she watering her grass? And is her grass and garden fertile? Those are the two things the men want to know. So when the man come in, we're gonna have what? We're gonna have the air, we're gonna have the thoughts, and we're gonna have the fire, we're gonna have the creativity. So can we put our fire on their earth and create some new shit up in here? Only,
Right.
only,
Right.
only, magnetizing what's already there. We're not just gonna burn it down. We're just gonna create more. So this is the magic of Neo and Trinity, and that's what you and your woman share. So y'all just gonna expound on that and keep on expounding. It's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I definitely like how you worded that with the elements. That was definitely I can that's a really good way of describing it too, because
Spirit gave it to me. Spirit gave
yeah,
it to me.
absolutely. Because I remember when I first when we first started speaking, and it wasn't in that space. You know what I mean? We was more so just like people that knew each other and was operating in different spaces. But I was definitely hungry for knowledge about myself and finding deeper understandings about everything that was coming to me. Because it's like once you give it up to spirit all the way, it's like it
Mm.
starts pouring into you. Like, okay, this is what this really was. This is what that skill really was. Remember when you used to do that? Okay, this is what that really is. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Remember back then when you were doing all of this? I really wanted you to learn how to do that so that you can know how to do this now.
Come
And
on.
so now all of these gears is clicking, and you just like, okay, I need to figure out what I'm supposed to do with all of this. And that's it. It just pulled up and came right next. And I remember very early on, we was speaking, and I just kind of calmly was like, at some point you're gonna say something to me that's gonna change the way I see things. And
Damn.
when I say those sort of things to people, it's not something that comes from a space of kind of maybe sorta. There's only certain people that I will let affect me in certain ways. And when it's divine, I feel the need that it will spill out just as simple as me speaking about going to the refrigerator to get something to drink. At some point, you're gonna say something that's gonna change the way I think. And when things started to like manifest and it got deeper, we had a mutual friend that kind of prophesied something that came to fruition in a way that we didn't know that they was talking about me and this individual. So we already had a similarity between us that kind of made it more clear as to like what was being like orchestrated. And this is when I started to realize that the things that that she had been through, I knew that it was important for me to show up a certain way, for me to operate a certain way. So when I decided to make the change and say, look, I'm gonna go down here and do this thing, and we all been hurt before. We all been lied to. We all been, had people deceive us and things like that. I was so willing to take that L that I was like, if this is what it takes for me to show up how I need to show up, because I know spirit will handle it. And when I showed up, and I'm talking about family, it was like I can't really describe it. Like the level of trust and understanding that took years with another individual was moments. It was eye contacts. It just, this is really who you are, huh? This is really who I am, yo.
Wow. Yeah,
Boom.
that's it.
And
It's
and the life that comes from it is very it's not, don't get me wrong, in no avenue would I ever say like, oh, we don't ever, that ain't it at all. We go through it. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? We get
yeah,
into
yeah,
our
yeah.
little spat, we go back and forth, but it's in a way to where it's never malicious. There's no,
Still
I'm doing
sharpening
this.
steel.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
not
yeah,
not
yeah.
not sharpening nobody's back.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, if you ain't never had a female say they were sorry, like it's mind blowing shit. Like,
Never. I
like
know.
you
Never.
see what I'm saying? That don't happen.
No.
So the first couple of times, listen, I apologize. I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely divine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he got
No,
his
you
hand
hit
on
that
me.
on the head. Never.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah,
scary when I say that. Like, no, I never heard nobody woman say that to me.
yeah. And those are the little things. And family, I mean, slept in cars, outside. Listen, all of those things, it never had a drop in the bucket for how much I cared because of what was coming back. And I've always been the type of person like, I'm gonna always give you the utmost respect off the top. It's what I get back that determines how where that stays at. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So when I seen how she was willing to go against the grain with certain things because of how I showed up and the fact that she knew what it was supposed to look like, not necessarily I'm trying to figure out how to word it. Maybe not necessarily like because I ain't gonna lie to you, I came with what I had. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
when she was on some like, listen, I don't, that's not even my focus. You that nigga to me. You know what I'm saying? That's when it was like, okay, all right,
Yeah, man.
now I can work because now I have to worry about these other little things. That's what allowed me to get out there and really get after it. And when I
That's what
seen
I
that kind of
mean.
motivation, it hit different, man. It
That's
hit
what I
different.
mean about her
It hit
earth. If
different.
is her earth fertile enough to know that you not coming in just to bring water because the woman already got the water. You just coming with
Mm-hmm.
the creativity and the style.
Mm-hmm.
You need the time to, if you want to, sit on your ass and smoke until you come up with a plan. That's the time that you need for a man. And now you're not going to abuse that moment because you're already knowing what your job is. So you're going to get into alignment when it's
Facts.
already when God's will is being done through you. It's already getting into alignment.
Yeah,
It's right exact though.
absolutely. Absolutely. And I mean just in a different scenario, and I speak on it because I lived through it. So me being a fire sign, naturally I wanted to come in and do. I got you, I got you, I got you,
Hmm.
I got you. That was my whole mindset coming in. Cause it's like I don't want to come off like no sucker, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But I'm still thinking in certain dimensions that I hadn't mastered yet. Not realizing that she was already so whole that it was like I know I never asked for all of that. You know what I mean? And that was such a alleviation of pressure because I think as men we all come in with that whole, if you can't do nothing for them, then why do they even feel like they need to keep you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
So my mindset was like, I have to do this, I have to do it, I have to. So when she kind of, sat me to the side and was like, listen, I love you because you actually care. You actually listening to me. You actually like paying attention to things that I'm concerned about. I'm not really used to that. That's when my mind kind of switched and was like, okay, I can calm down now and I have more time to actually focus on what's really important, which is our connection. It's not about having a whole bunch of bread. It's about, am I listening to you? Am I paying attention to the fact that you like these kind of nails? Or am I listening to the fact that you like to hold hands when we walking? Or let's go to the park and sit down and feed birds. Like we do some of the most simplest things, but it's almost like we went to an amusement park. Like we're kind of fun. You know what I'm saying? Like just sitting in the water, kicking the feet in the ducks and that. Like those little moments have such a I see now. I used to see those videos with those old couples that sit in the park and they just, they chilling. That used to blow. That used to throw me off until now. Now I kind of see where that goes and how that's built. And it's still moments where I'm like, damn, man, like it's really this simple. And I spent 30 something years thinking I knew how it was supposed to look.
God talk, God talk, God talk. That's all the way real, bro. That's fact. And I know this to be true because I've already put it into rotation for myself, just for me. Me and Spirit will go out and have the man. Look, full disclosure, 4th of July, I had the best time of my life. It was
Right.
just me. Best time of my life, family. Just me, man. Spirit showed me so much synchronicity and love that I could not deny the love. It was so much. And when you give in to that, it hits so much different, bro. So like you said, you be in a park, you and your woman just having a good time and it ain't nothing really to it. It's just you and nature. But that's
Yeah.
the alignment. That's the alignment and that's where joy comes in at. And that's what peace and happiness is. You know what I mean? We're not grinding, we're not hustling, we're not trying to be a power couple, we're not trying to do none of that shit. We're just trying to bring each other's inner child out and let them rock. Let them rock
Yeah.
out. We're gonna be what's the name of that movie, man, where Macaulay Culkin got stung by the bees? My guy or some shit.
Is it my girl?
My,
Hold on.
my girl, one of them, you know, they had the
My girl. I
song
think
like
it
that.
is. Yeah, 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 yeah.
But it put me into that frame of reference before he passed away. Yo, that's a download. Hold up. So the bee he got stung by the bees, right?
Hmm.
The bees is a high frequency. The bees are, which means he was in a high frequency and he had to leave her because her frequency didn't grow. This was a twin flame journey, but it was in a childhood story. Oh, that's heavy.
Mm.
So
I'm gonna have to
homegirl
watch that.
cried. So homegirl cried when she lost him, but the metaphor is telling you that he ascended into a space where she couldn't go. And the bees are Christ consciousness, high frequency. Ooh, I gotta watch that movie again. Bro, the downloads was hitting in the last live like this. And I couldn't get it to load up. I swear that's crazy. I gotta find the name of it. But you know it got My Girl in it, whatever that is, Temptations or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it made me think of that, man. Your inner child is unlocked with a person. And when y'all both ascending, y'all both get stung by the bees and y'all both are in Christ consciousness. That story and a lot of stories that they show you on TV be the unfortunate side of a chosen one going and losing. You know what I mean? All the way
Yeah.
down to Super Mario Brothers. Cooper Trooper is the hero. Come to find out, Super Mario is the American that's stealing the princess from the chosen. So they make it look like Cooper Trooper.
Hold on, say that again, God.
All right, so check it out. So Cooper Trooper is what? A turtle, right?
Yeah.
A snapping turtle. Turtles are connected to Earth, they're Turtle Island, so they're aboriginals. So
Right,
he's the
right.
he's the hero in the movie. But they play it
Okay.
off to be like he's trying to take over this woman. Whole time he got divine rights over Peach, Princess Peach. But Princess Peach bucked and let the the Batman, if you will, because we Joker.
Yeah.
Batman is the rich boy that their dad had all the money, had a CIA connection, and now he's
Mm-hmm.
using his gifts to
Mm-hmm.
help the agents out. Transformers. We just Decepticons. So it's always backwards when you're dealing with these movies. So when you're looking at that scenario, you looking at you looking at Cooper Trooper going to go get his divine woman, but now Mario and Luigi bitch ass ain't got in the way of divinity.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So now
Mm-hmm.
Cooper Trooper is pissed. He's coming to get him, but in the movie they wash us up. In the show, they wash us up. In the game, they wash us up. That's just some game for us to understand when we watching movies. Chosen ones, we're usually the bad guy, and they're gonna wash us for that reason.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, most
You know what I
definitely.
mean? Joker did what? Oh shit! Hold on, it's about to send me out of here. Hold up. Okay, bet. All right. I think it said I got 5 more minutes. I don't know if it's gonna cut us off, but it's like we the Joker. Remember, Joker got pushed around until he got pissed. He said, "You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna knock these three off in the training in the train yard." And then what he
Mm,
do in Dark Knight? He went and burnt it all. He didn't give a
yeah,
fuck about the money, but he took it. He took all the money from all the people, and then he burnt it all. But they washed us up.
yeah.
Oh
I
no, they didn't.
mean,
He was a hangman. Oh spirit. He was hangman in a tarot. Tarot is consciousness, enlightenment. But go ahead.
yeah. I mean, I've always felt like in the video games and the movies, I've always felt like the villains always had the story that was closest to what we actually went
Killmonger.
through.
Killmonger, for sure.
It's never, don't get me wrong, they always played as this good guy, and it's always, we always know what he looked like, and we always know that he's gonna come and try to say that. But I always understood how it's like, listen, man, these dudes are not here because they just want to do this. They are
Come on.
here as a result of being put through something that they didn't want to be put through to begin with.
Come on.
Now,
And
and then what you were
Bane
saying
ain't want to do
earlier
that.
about with Batman and the Joker, that is such a really good way to look at that too, because the Joker was made because of what his environment, what the environment that he was put through. Batman, you been had it, bro.
You
You
had it.
chose to just go out here and try to be on this superhero type time. You don't got to do this. You
And
choose.
he only helping the police. He
Yeah,
telling them what's
exactly.
going on. He like, hey, look, they're gonna be here. I'm gonna be over there. But he really ain't fucking with them. But he fucking with them. It's a
Yeah,
cooperative,
and
CIA cooperative.
I love how, like, as far as like the consciousness that we coming into now, we are not falling for the bullshit no more. I'm telling you, yeah, we are not falling for the bullshit no more.
Let's
All the little
go.
magic tricks, we just sit here like, where are the
Let's
kids
go.
at, bro?
No
Where them
bullshit. Where
kids
they
at?
at?
Where that list that y'all had? Where that at? We ain't
I
seen, we still ain't
promise.
seen that.
I promise, cause that's how I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, y'all think this is a sweet. My voice small right now, but wait till this shit start roaring like Mufasa. You out of here. There's nothing
Man,
else you're gonna be able to do.
it's coming fast. And that's
It's
how,
nothing.
listen, I always know how real it is by the kind of plays that they make. Like when the whole,
Yes.
oh, we about to be in World War III. Oh yeah, that means that these niggas ain't listening no more. We got to come up with something more serious. COVID was cool,
Oh,
but
it's
it didn't
aliens
last
coming.
long.
Nigga, we is the aliens. You right.
Yeah.
You right.
Man,
We is.
what? Wait till these solar flares start hitting, bro. I'm telling you. Wait till these
I'm gonna be
flares start
scared.
hitting. It was listen. It didn't surprise me how you remember a couple years back when Bill Gates was like, "Yeah, we need to find a way to block the sun." Nigga, who wakes up and says that?
Yo,
You
that
want
was
to
that,
block out the sun?
yeah, that was crazy work.
I said, yo, they must
He's scared.
know that
He's
if
scared.
these niggas catch these rays, we gonna die and they gonna elevate.
Yo,
It
y'all
ain't it
got
ain't hard. Cause listen, one thing I know about the adversary, right? First of all, we gotta always keep in mind that the adversary is not dumb.
not
They
at
are
all.
not dumb. They got a lot of money and they spend a lot of money using their technology to find out shit, and then they lie to us and tell us what we want and what they think is good for us. So
So
if we know that you already trying to decrease the population, and we already know that we are the majority of the population, what you're really saying is you need to decrease the amount of niggas on the planet.
easy, easy.
And if we also know that you got this nigga here, Elon, he said he's blatantly just came out and said this nigga on the Epstein files. I don't give a fuck about what they about to do. Why? Because I got a spaceship. I will get off this bitch if anything goes wrong. Next couple days, this nigga says, "Oh, we going to war, y'all." Elon sitting back like, "I told y'all this nigga was gonna start some bullshit." Now you got all of these billionaires building bunkers under the ground. Why are y'all in such a rush to escape the sun?
Bro, it's coming. Because by 2020, I'm sorry, by 2030, it's over. It's
Yeah,
over. You're
it's
not allowed in. No trolls allowed.
I knew
I promise.
I knew something was strange one day when I realized that when I first found out that white people got like skin cancer and shit like that,
Mm,
I always thought that was a strange thing because I'm like, the sun gives life to plants, trees, flowers, everything that gives us what we need, like the trees and the grass. The sun directly gives them what they need so that they can take what we need and give us what we need back. So this is a relationship we got going on. But for some odd reason, if you stand out here for too long, it will turn
Uh,
you, it will kill you. I think that that's such a strange relationship. Like, what did you do?
what
It's
happened?
almost like it's trying to reset itself, and you're something that shouldn't be here,
You're
and
the
it's trying.
parasite.
Like I find that to be very, very unusual. That if me and you sat out here, if we sat out in the sun, our bodies will automatically start to secrete an oil that would allow us to take in more. Our immune systems get boosted just
God,
from standing
talk
in the
shit.
sun. But for some reason, it will kill you. Not kind of
Yeah.
just debilitate you. It will absolutely kill you. You will
Yes.
turn red. You will cook up. You will get hurt. It will bother. That
Yes.
is not normal.
Not even.
And I'm
A
not
little
saying
bit.
that because, and this is something that people, oh, well, and this is something that I like to like focus on, right? Because people say things like, oh, well, I didn't have slaves. I didn't do that. Well, the sun doesn't seem to care.
At all.
You feel me? Like
At
I think
all,
he's the
family.
biggest judge of anything. If there was gonna be somebody that could judge you, if
Damn.
he
That's God
says
talk.
you still gotta go,
That's God talk. Ooh, yes, sir.
I'm just saying.
Exactly.
I'm just trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm
I'm
keeping it
just the
real right
messenger.
now. If you got a pass and everybody forgave you, why is he still on one?
Why is he still trying to burn hell into your skin?
Yeah,
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm just the messenger too. I'm with you. I don't know
yeah.
what's going on. I'm just asking questions, trying to be resilient with this movement.
I'm just reading
That's
the
right.
book. I
Exact.
didn't write it. You know what I'm saying?
That's it, family. That's why we out here, man. The crow call is up. We calling out the game, the whole
Yeah.
tribe. You know what I mean? I appreciate you tapping in. I appreciate the alignment because I thought I was done for the day. I got off my live. I said I'm cool. Let me go in and have a good day. Spirit said,
Nah,
"No, you're
every
gonna sit
time,
back down.
dog.
Go sit back down, family. We're gonna wrap." But this is perfect timing because the energy I pulled yesterday in my tarot was the strength and the two of cups. So we're dealing with the lover's energy, and the lovers is not just you and a woman. It's about universal frequency and
Mm,
how me and you can exchange a frequency of love that's going to equivalent or kind of like encapsulate is the word I'm looking for. Encapsulate and send it off so people
mhm,
can view it. And it's like a crystal around our neck. So people can put it around their neck and be inspired. So that's what we're dealing with, the universal consciousness. And this dog days is, although it's a dog energy, the dog is connected to Leo. And you should be connected to this very, very sincerely because you are one. The Leo
mhm,
energy taps directly into the pineal. The pineal gland is like quick lightning fire. It don't think, it don't do nothing, it just bites. So it has a dog mentality, but it's actually the God consciousness. And this is what these
mm,
dog days is about. So going in the 8-8 portal, we all gonna be with our significant others. Even if it's
mhm,
just in the spirit, we just gonna have them in the spirit, whatever. But we all gonna be consecrating the love so that this 2025 and out, we're gonna be in Mardi Gras, bro. We're gonna be down there. Y'all know Mardi Gras is like one of the original holidays for us. Like
oh
if
yeah.
anything ain't pagan, that ain't pagan. That's for
Oh
us.
yeah. Oh
It's coming
yeah.
back. It's coming
Oh
back.
yeah. I'm telling. Oh
You in the
yeah.
right
I'm telling you.
spot. I love it.
Man, I'm telling you, it gets lit. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Oh shit.
It gets lit. And the listen, God, when I first on the plane coming
Right?
here, I was feeling my hands. I got so condensed with energy that like just squeezing my hands, I was like, boy, it's thick down here.
Like your hand felt big, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Yes,
oh
yes. I
yeah.
feel that
Big,
all the time.
big, big energy. Big
Yo,
energy.
the muffler man, the Michelin man hands. That means your meditation. I
Yeah.
swear, your meditation
Word.
is charging and you're building energy. That's fire. Ooh, that's
Oh yeah.
confirmation.
Yeah, man, but I can't wait for you to take a trip, man, down this way, man. It'll definitely be an experience, man.
I'm
That'll
coming.
be such a moment. That'll be such a
I'm coming.
moment. We get to meet and just sit back and build. You know what I'm saying? In that space
Yep.
of just divine and divine and get to because the truth is there is a lot of there are a lot of vessels here. There are a lot of vessels, a lot of openness, and it's more of they just need direction.
There you go.
It's more of just needing direction. because
They need this.
I've seen so much receptiveness to it that it kind of I see why I chose this location. You know what I'm
Really?
saying? Like why Divine chose this location for it to be cultivated because if it's one thing I know, the people of Louisiana and New Orleans, they are some survivors, my G.
Right.
Like that is a fact. This if it's one thing I'm talking about, it could be a class 5 tornado. These they outside, we ain't care about none of that shit. Like they, you know what I'm saying? They with all of the action. So it's definitely survival like type energy. They are not broken by any type of misfortune. So
For real,
when you
man.
dealing with individuals like that who come from that kind of cloth that have that divinity to them with the right guidance and right like okay look I just need to turn your energy this way and now go that way you can really build a deep network of individuals you know what I'm saying
Damn. Just in one spot, man. That's divine. You know how it
yeah
is. It's so far and few between. It's not
yeah
gonna be like that everywhere, but I can feel that. I can definitely
yeah
feel
I
that.
mean it wasn't like that where I was coming from I'm telling you I was an anomaly
Right. That's how I feel.
yeah yeah and because I was in the Maryland area and that's you know it's a lot of racism in Maryland man it's a lot of it and they don't deal with too many outsiders very well so
That's all Coon area, man. That's DC area. Them Frederick Douglass ass niggas.
yeah
That's what you dealing with, family. You
you get
got
a
you
whole
you
lot of like oh yeah he went that way
exactly. That's exactly what it is. I've been there. I've been to Maryland. I got a lot of family from Maryland. A lot of my family members are coon ass individuals that have been holding me back on a physical level, and it's gonna get exposed soon. I'm just waiting on the right time to pop out.
oh yeah most
You know what I
definitely
mean?
definitely yeah
Jason Mass.
It's man, it's gonna be a beautiful thing when people get to see the true essence of what our ancestors prayed for.
Ooh,
Like I feel like a lot of times, especially when it comes to like the elders, and it's no shade to them because they grew up in the space that they grew up in, and
right,
they did the best with the information that they had.
right.
And so I don't take anything from them. You did what you could with what you had. I'm talking about the ones who knew and chose not to go that way. The ones that sat back and let the ignorance become what it is instead of
Yep,
giving game and changing the narrative. I'm talking
yep.
about those when they get to see the fruition of what our ancestors prayed for. Because I think about this all the time. People died so that I could be here, like literally died. You know what I'm saying? People from our bloodline really said, you know what? I'm gonna fight for this. I'm not gonna stay here. Well, which way you gonna go? I don't know. I'm just gonna leave. Everybody didn't make it. Some niggas died so that some niggas could walk this earth. So
Yep.
when we get to see what that really looks like, when we see the babies who can move objects with their minds, we see
Yep.
the people who can read right through that level of consciousness to where it is undeniable.
Yep.
We're not in the days no more where it's like, oh well, y'all still arguing over what color shoes somebody got on and why she's still cheating on Deacon. So you know what I'm
That's
saying?
sad, man. But
Yeah,
that's a
like
fact.
what happens when we come to the days where where a child walks in here and moves all of this with this they mind? Well, are we still gonna be looking at this white dude on the wall and talking about praise the Lord when we all
I'm
know
telling you.
that
I'm
this
telling you.
has never gotten us anywhere other than just we've seen it. They have showed us how powerless it is, and I'm not saying that to go at any particular religious group, but
That's
when
right.
a individual can walk in here and shoot up people in here,
Right.
I think we need to readjust the difference between religion and self-preservation.
Shit.
Because if everybody moves onto this, that's the same as if somebody break in my home and he got a gun and I know he coming to kill me. I'm supposed to get down on my knees and pray he don't? Or am I supposed to grab my hammer and get busy?
Damn, Omni. I said this to myself. I don't know if I said it to myself or on the TV, but I swear I said this. I said you can't. If a demon is at you, you not coming with no peace, love, and light. You have to
We
get.
can't do that. We
You have
can't
to
do
come
that.
with one of the demons, bro. It's the only way you're gonna do it. It's the
Yeah.
only way. And once you exile, it's called an exorcism. Once you exile the demon, you can go back to whatever you was doing. You ain't even got to
By
stay on
all
that time.
means, exactly. Go back, get your stand. But listen, one thing, I'm not gonna go through all of this trouble to try to protect life just for somebody to come and threaten it, and I just go, oh man, I
Mm,
ain't. No, you're gonna get meet with equal reciprocity.
yeah.
That's why the God is so important. Stay in
Mm,
your operator zone. Know when you need to
damn.
be a generator. I feel like the older generation was just generators. All y'all want to do was generate good energy. And we needed that. So we needed that energy to bring in the new waves. That was a good thing. But the new waves that come in, we are in operator status.
Damn.
Individuals who understand how to destroy and how to generate. Generator,
Damn.
operator, destroyer. That's
I
what a
like that.
God is.
God talk. I like that. That's facts.
We don't
That's
have to
facts.
sit back and play this game like, oh well, we want peace, and then when somebody threaten you, oh, I wasn't talking about you. I was just saying. No, I'm talking to you,
I'm
dog.
talking to you,
Like
family.
yeah, and it's whatever you want it to be after that. You know what I'm saying? Like
No bullshit.
we seen it, and they gave it to us in different variations. We got a Malcolm who was a generator. I don't want to hurt nobody. I just want to talk to you. They beat him up, they shot him, and they killed
You
him.
did,
We got a
man.
destroyer, which was Malcolm. I'm with whatever you on. It is what it is. However you want to carry it, however you want to carry it. Now it's about being in operation zone. Listen, we're not here for the drama, but if you want that,
That's what you want. Yeah.
if
That's
you
on
want
facts.
that, we already know who we are. We're not here for the drama. We just trying to get by. Y'all seem to have an infatuation with us.
Yeah. The best part about that drama is the drama gets started in the 5D. So we think we got to go do something like physical or something. It can get to that, and it's going to. But right now, the 5D is where we need to start the drama at. Stir the spirit up, and
Yeah,
get the Kool-Aid stirred up to the point where it's sweet, and everybody like the taste. So everybody come and getting the taste of the flavor. Once they get the taste of that flavor, they stuck like crack addicts. So
absolutely,
we got the whole team out here. It's all the way
absolutely.
stuck. It's stuck up like Looney Tunes rabbit. You're not gonna be able to do nothing. So
At all.
that's a beautiful way to put that, man. Oh, that's God talk.
Absolutely, absolutely. And
uh,
I mean, and I've had the conversation with some of my friends that were of white race and things like that, and I always make it my business to be clear. Like, listen, I don't have nothing against Caucasian people. I have something against devils.
there you go.
You know what I'm saying? It just so happens that they like to appear in your form more often. And don't get me wrong, they're not exempt from my color too. I deal with them in
At
my
all.
state. In fact, the closest ones look like me.
That's a fact. A
You see what I'm
fact.
saying? Y'all are just the ones that kind of make yourselves more known more often. But the ones that I really had to go through those life lessons with, they was the ones that looked like me. They was my brothers, they was my sisters, they was my aunties, they was my uncles. These
I
cats that
swear.
I dealt with on a personal level, and I didn't look at them for who they was because the devil in them looked like me.
Wow.
That's why I had to go through so many deep lessons. You made it clear. You've been killing my people since I remember.
Right.
So my
You
mom
was the
always told
easy
me don't
devil.
call the police. So I always had an idea of who you was.
He was the
Y'all made
easy
it
devil.
clear, and I can respect that. But I'm not
Yep.
gonna play like you not who you are. It's these ones over here. It was never. We always knew what would happen if the slave master caught us. We was always trying to figure out who told on us.
Come on, man.
Who told, man?
Come
The
on, man. That's
one
all we
nigga who
wanted
didn't
to
want to
know.
come. That's the biggest devil of them all. We know what his job is. He told us what he came to do. We came to enslave you. All right,
Now he,
bet. That's a fair one.
now he's stuck in the house with the coons.
Yeah,
He done sold Big Mama house and everything. He
that's the
sold it
nigga
all.
I'm trying to figure out. That's the nigga I got a problem with.
I
It's
say
him.
facts. That's a fact. That's the only problem we got. That's the only
That's the
problem.
only problem we got. We can figure out
Mm,
the master plan all day, but as long as one
damn,
person is willing to tell what we doing, it's always going to be a problem.
damn. So that's why we're looking at this hip hop industry the way we're looking at it, family. And that,
Oh
and, and
yeah,
and that's why we're being objective and we're not trying to throw no conspiracy around, but we're really trying to get to the crux of what's happening with these individuals. So it's showing itself, and
it
I
is.
seen I seen some people say some things about Diddy that he's having a transformation, and he may be, you know what I mean. But the origin of him was him being infiltrator of our camp. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
He's a Samuel, if you ask me.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely played a lethal hand in ruining. And the bad part about the level that he played at, you wasn't just playing with the casuals. You wasn't just playing with people that were unconscious. You were playing with some of the most talented versions
Most
of us.
chosen ones, family. Those are. Hey, look. Full disclosure. Some of them individuals, when I go to meditation, I be in the astrals with them. I swear, it'd be like the famous people. Like I got an energy in the astrals that's untapped. I don't even know what this shit be sometimes. But they be talking to me and telling me, like Left Eye told me the other day, she was like, I didn't know you if you was gonna make it to the Christ consciousness. I start
Mm,
crying. I'm like,
mm,
yo, this is
mm.
real. I'm like, Nipsey Hussle is in my dreams, giving me high fives, teaching me how to rap. Like
Yeah,
I got a real divinity. So these famous people that you're talking about, they're on our tribe team. They're on our soul team. So that's why
yeah,
that's
yeah.
why our heart that's why our heart hurts when we see one of them pass away or something.
Yes,
You know what
yes,
I mean?
yes,
I just,
absolutely.
I just had to interrupt with that. Go ahead though.
No, no, I'm totally lined up with you on that, man. I seen so many artists who beforehand, it's like, yo, he got something. He got something. I'm telling you, he
Early,
got
King
something. He
Von,
got,
like shit
whether
like
he
that.
come from the same, like, because let's be honest, right? You can't get to a certain space if you don't got it.
There you go.
You gotta
There you
have
go.
something to where somebody said, "Yo, this nigga's nice." Like,
There you go.
he's saying something. So when Diddy, he combs the earth and looks for these special individuals because you got to be some kind of talented, right? Well, not so much anymore. Now you just got to have a face and you just got to be willing to sign some papers. But
Yeah,
it
for them
was
for
a time
sure.
where you had to have some talent. So
Oh no, no, no.
he finds the most talented of it. You good?
Yeah, it disconnected. You back. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. But he finds the most talented of it. So you already working with a certain kind of energy, like an energy that is bold, that has something to say, and they have a point to make in this world. Now you take that, and the worst thing that you could do is you flipped it upside down. You flipped the message upside down. You perverted them upside down. You
Hmm.
sexualized them and you abused them and you turned them into these other things. I remember there was a time, and I knew this way back in the day when I was
Hmm.
first listening to Biggie, and he said something. He said some shit in his rap that just made me like, man, wait a minute, man.
Right.
Like
I didn't recognize that till early, till later.
that like it was just one of them bars where I was like,
Yep.
we could have went 10 years in the rap game without him saying that. I just don't understand why he need to say that.
Yep.
And when you start to see how the story behind it, it's like for Diddy to have been doing this for as long as he been doing it, brother, you are that uncle. You are that snitching Nick. You've been that
You are,
nigga for.
bro.
And you listen. You wasn't just telling on the app. You was telling on the Harriet Tubmans.
They was telling them all on big meetings, the ones that was getting our people free. He do.
Yes, you was
He do.
telling on the ones that really had something, the ones
Yep.
that really was going to bring it back to us if we just let him do his thing. You
Hmm.
grabbed those and you was like, yeah, if you don't do what I want you to do, I'm gonna do this to you. I'm gonna ruin you. Mind you, these people were getting murdered. It ain't like
Yep.
I know the whole sexualizing thing is a big part of it. Don't get me wrong, but
Hmm.
a lot of these people, everybody that dealt with Diddy died.
Hmm.
Like you ain't gonna survive this dude. You either gonna do what he want, and then when he done with you gonna get murdered. So the whole I'm coming to a space of understanding, brother. If you haven't been caught, you be doing it right now.
That's
I
some
don't want to hear
facts.
none of that shit. You're saying that because the people who, and the only thing that's saving you right now is the fact that you got some name. Now, this is the credit. This is the part where I do give him some credit because you were smart enough to record these individuals
There you
because
go.
you knew that just like the people you're taking advantage of, somebody's taking advantage of you. You
There
answer
you
to
go.
somebody too. Somebody allows you to write these checks. Somebody
There you go.
allows you to go and maneuver these ways. Somebody taught you how to create these systems and put these people in these positions to where you got them, drinking it. Anytime you putting drugs and baby oil, bro, you are diabolical.
You are diabolical. That is
You
just
on
out of
another
here.
level. You on another. I've never even heard of nothing like
I
that.
swear. Yeah, that one threw the cake out the window. I was like, oh shit.
But you were
What?
smart enough to record some stuff. So the fact that you may have recorded some of these other individuals whose names might not want to be known, we can sit up and say, okay, well, he got a heart a little bit, but do you really, or are you just trying to cover your ass?
Yeah. And that's why I said I don't know. I know where the crux is, and we're gonna stay with that, and
Yeah,
just we'll just stay with the beginning.
you ruined too many good people. You ruined too many, too many. Too many have been taken
Mm-mm.
from us. And I'm not
Exactly.
saying that he was the person behind it, but you definitely is the person that people went to, and you was orchestrating these moves, man. They learned
Yep.
it from you. You are that dude. Like when it comes to this, the level of evil that's being
Yep.
committed. You got something to do with child trafficking and all. Come on, man. Nah, man. We're not
It's a
about to
whole
play
other
that
shit.
game. We're not about to
Whole
play
other
that game
shit.
at all.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, family. That's definitely what I be saying. So we're looking at exposure, and the exposure is redemption now. So all of these
Hmm.
Samuels, that Django ending of the movie, I think we're there. Django gonna get the girl, and Django is out. He burnt down Happy Land. He gone. Hey, he
I
did his
seen
job.
I seen a I seen a post where somebody was talking about how these video girls, and these girls that are, supposedly getting flew out to do this and do that. They actually started talking about, oh, matter of fact, it was part of the Diddy thing. And they was saying how, and some of these women are drop dead gorgeous.
Yeah,
And the fact that they was getting paid maybe $10,000 a month, but the stuff that you had to do, the how young women would overly pedestalize these women and say like, oh my God, she getting, he's doing this for her, they taking care of this. It's like, but when you see the things that they putting these girls through, they getting beat on,
come
pretty
on.
much sold to any dude for sex. And yeah, she looked good when she taking pictures on the red carpet, but inside she is crying.
Yep.
She is crying. And I'm talking
Yep.
about it, and it don't really matter how pretty you think she is, or the fact that she got a $5,000 Birkin bag, or whatever you want to call it. She had to have sex with five strangers.
Yeah, man. See, talk to him.
Like
Talk
the
to him.
fact that this is the world that you're idolizing. Like I'm waiting for that moment where the young women are like, I'm not down for no shit like that,
Yeah, it's
because
coming.
this is what it's gonna come to.
It's
You
coming.
want to
It's in
live that
small
fast?
spurts.
Go ahead.
No, you say you want to live that fast life. It's coming in spurts. They
Yeah,
come in spurts, and slowly they'll be in a space where it's like, nah, no more fast
yeah,
life.
absolutely.
Just like us, it ain't as many gangbangers and drug dealers no more.
Mm-mm.
You're
No,
not gonna
no,
make it.
no. You not, nah, nah. You
You
not.
you can't make it with too much. This digital age, number one, and then these people are crazier. Number two, it's a combustible scenario. So the ones that are killing, they killing each other. Ain't nobody going to jail. They
I'm
all
trying to
killing
tell
each
you.
other.
I mean,
So
every time you turn around, it's like by the time you hear about one of these dudes, they already dead.
yeah. So what you think about world touring and stuff like just pulling up on the youth, some of the dangerous ones too, and just started to talk to them like that's just on my mind. I don't know how feasible that type of stuff is, how much security we had to deal with, but I really just want to pull up on some young boys, man.
To be honest, God, I think moving with the Most High, I don't think it's difficult at all. I think it's just a matter of
That's what
bringing the
I
right minds
suspected.
together, bringing the right minds together, um, letting the timing of it come to fruition. And because I look at it like this, I've been doing this for a long time, in terms of like how I've been working for Spirit. I've been on their list for a long time. So I already know where my credit is with them. If this is
Ooh,
what it is and this is what it's coming to, I don't see there is nothing or no reason why Spirit wouldn't be like, hey, they need a few dollars so they can go ahead and go bust this move for us.
right,
They can go over here, they're gonna go over here. I don't see no reason why they would slow that down, because
right.
not only is it the soil fertile enough for it to be done, but like we was just saying, this is what it's coming to. Like people just need that sense of like, you know what? I did meet these two cats one time that told me about. That's what the conversations is about to start coming to, because we pretty much the old heads.
We are family. I walk around and I got my stick and I do a lot of walking by myself now that I'm in this space. And some of the young kids, I don't even think they paying no attention to me. They be like, it'll be one of them, it'll be five of them, but only one of them looking. He be like,
Mm.
yo, I like your stick. And all the rest of the group will look back, be like, what you talking about? They be like, oh, that shit is hard. What's up, man? And like it'll be like that moment. It's like, okay,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
getting
We
them, I'm getting into position to start to affect them. I'm not gonna jump the gun just yet, but that's what made me ask you that. Because I'm
yeah.
seeing it start to develop. It's like they not a threat no more. They starting to see that I am the way. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
Yes,
You
it's
know what I mean?
absolutely that way. Absolutely that way. I think one time me and my divine was we was going into going to get something to eat, and I stayed, pretty much in my space because I realized that when I listened to one of my elders one time, he said that it's important for us to show up how we really are so that it starts to open the minds of the ones behind us. You know
Ooh,
what I'm saying? So that's when I started, but this was a while back. But like I was saying, we was going to a store and I remember it was a group of kids walking behind us. And I remember hearing one of them say, like, yo, that shit he got on, that shit is fly, like that shit is dope. It's becoming the thing. Like they not attracted to and mind you, you don't see no jewels and diamonds and you see crystals. This is what the attraction is. It's like, yo, they cheat chilling right now. Like they
and
getting
then they see
attracted to
that.
that guru vibe, that
They see
wisdom
that.
vibe.
That's what
Yeah,
they see.
all of the
That's
chains and the jewels, they like, man, and this
they
ain't
like
something that we said, hey, don't do this. They are doing it on their own. They are moving in that direction on their own. It ain't about. I mean, I heard a little kid the other day. He was conscious rapping, and he must have been like 7 or 8 years old. He had bars,
that makes me
real
smile
bars
so
about the
hard.
school system, the food he eat, the type of chemicals. This was stuff that 10 years ago you couldn't get an adult to look at the back of a box
Yeah.
of Cheerios to see what kind of ingredients in it. Now you got 7 to 8 year olds that's like, listen, I don't eat that.
Yep.
I know
I
what time it
swear.
is.
I
You know what I
swear.
mean?
Even my kids, they don't be knowing, but they knowing shit. Like I put some like back when I was eating meat, I put a chicken on one of my kids' plate. He eat everything but the chicken, and get up. I'm like, oh, this nigga's ill.
Right, right, right.
This nigga's ill. He ain't say shit either. He just didn't eat it.
Yeah, and that's such a, oh my
That's
God,
what
it's
made
such
me
a
change
beautiful
my
thing.
ideas. I was like, okay, so kids are the teachers, bro. That's what made me
Hmm.
change. I was like, let me just stop this dumb eating the dumb shit. And
Hmm.
it ain't me to say what you supposed to eat. It's just to say that I know for me, it's not in alignment.
Right,
So
right,
you
right,
know what I
right.
mean? It
And
ain't in
be,
alignment.
And being able to listen to that voice inside, that's the most important part of the whole deal.
God,
That voice on the inside. You're gonna have, long as you can listen to that voice and follow that voice, you will always find yourself right where you need to be.
wow.
Right where you need to be. And for the younger we can get them to do that, by the time they get to where they can make some real changes and move some things around, the confidence of who they are will be
There you
so
go.
so big that it's not a matter of what's going on in the world. It's about what's going on in me because they know that they can change this.
There you go. Yep. God talk. God talk. That's right and
Absolutely.
exact. The birds agreeing with you, family. He talking, ain't he? I'm with it. I'm with it, family.
But yeah, no, that idea with going around and just, man, listen, I'm all for that. I'm all for
Yeah.
that.
Like
All for that.
I know it's gonna have to be like ooh, nah, streets disciple. Okay. Okay. It's gonna be the 12 disciples type of vibe. You're gonna need the disciples. So
Hmm. Hmm.
that's what Nas come in at with his discipleship. He keep the goons with him too, but he stay untouched. And
Yeah.
you'll miss the godliness in him if you just trying to subjugate him as a nigga, that likes to rap. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
You miss you, and now I'm looking at it and God unlocking this for me, and I'm thankful because I'm seeing God in everything. In the 21 Savage verse, I'm seeing the God in the Drake songs because God is not it's not an opinion. God is a frequency, and there's polar opposites in those frequencies. So
Hmm.
it don't matter. You can listen to Future, and Future has some God in there. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? It's so powerful now that I'm seeing it this way. Because I used to be like, oh, it's got to be a J. Cole song now. Not when I get to a certain level, but now I'm
Hmm.
in a level where we three guys, six guys, and nine guys. I can go listen to two live crew right now if I want to, and I'm gonna get my God on. It's
Hmm.
however it's however your alignment comes. And
Hmm.
that was key for me. I'm learning this like in the last 2 weeks. I'm like, ooh, that's heavy, spirit. So I don't got to be so judgmental no more. My ego gone, and I can look at you for whatever you bring, and I know that's God seeping through. Whether you a loud mouth fool, I know that's God's resonance.
Right. And
Because
that's,
if God, go ahead.
so what I was about to say was that comes from like a byproduct of your consciousness, like your
Mm,
ability to transmute. Now that you have like access, and when you gain access to like real transmutation, you can take a fool's words and find the wisdom in it. You know what I mean? You can take something that appear, and that's because it's the God consciousness. Because you are understanding of your generator, your operator, and your destroyer. So when you listen to somebody who's saying like, "Oh, fuck the police," and that you to a person who has no God consciousness, they're actually affected by that, and they want to do what they're saying. Oh yeah, I want to shoot the
Oh
police.
my
But when you
God.
have a God consciousness, you're hearing, I understand how my people have felt from this type of mindset, and that he's rebelling against the system that he's repressed against.
He's
Because
a
you're
war
able
chief.
to operate from both perspectives.
Damn.
You can transmute the energy because you can learn the same thing from a devil that you can learn from an angel. This just the way that they teach you the lesson is different. Some people have to touch the stove. Some people can just see that it's red. It's the same lesson with different paths. But once you learn how to transmutate, those paths become linear.
Damn.
It's all one and the same.
Damn, that's heavy.
That's a that I had that same phase too when I was like, you know what, I don't want to listen to certain things. But then I started to realize that I was cutting myself off from valuable information
Yes.
from an individual who may not be
Yes.
just resonating on the same wavelength.
Yes. That's the part where interconnection is the key. Ooh, keep
Mhm.
rolling. I love it.
Yeah,
That's that's fire.
it's it's very intricate because what I started to realize is that not everybody is resonating at the same frequency at the time that they're saying what they're saying, right? But we also know that when you listen, you hear more. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when you listen to somebody speak from a certain place, some people are like if a woman says, "Oh, all men ain't shit." What you're really saying is the men you've dealt with ain't shit. Now, if I was an emotional creature who didn't have an understanding of the God within, I would take that like, oh, so what you saying? I ain't shit. I recognize what your comment and not what your truth is. What you're trying to tell me is that the relationship that you built, that you dealt with, have put you in this space. I hear the broken individual,
There you
not
go.
what you're actually saying.
Yep. So
And
she's
that's the
crying out
same
for
as with
help.
everything. When they call it, oh, you ain't nothing but a nigga. You only talking to people who associate with that. I don't,
That's
so I
it.
don't understand who you feel me?
That's
Like
it.
if somebody walked up and said, "Oh, I can't stand Chinese people," we don't associate with it, so we trying to figure out who you talking to.
Who is
But as
that?
soon as you
Okay.
say, "Oh, black men ain't shit," the people who associate with that character are gonna be only a hit dog yelps. You know what I'm saying?
Hit dogs holler. Spirit. Y'all talking. I say that.
So when we understand that God within, that's when we have access to full 360 range of view. I'm not gonna judge you and say, "Oh, I don't fuck with you now because of what you said." I understand that you're speaking from an aspect of where your pain comes from. This is how you're manifesting it. That's simply all. It's not for me to respond to it and then give you back some energy that you may be trying to give to me. Because truthfully, what you're dealing with, you may be trying to push something off to me. And it stops here because I'm able to operate in both this in the light and the dark. What you saying, I understand where you're coming from with it, but at the same time, I don't agree with you, and I understand that this is how you feel, but that's just you. Now, if I
Damn.
was a weaker individual, I could go back and say, well, why would you this, that, and the third? That's what we see in politics and all of these other little spaces where everybody thinks they right. Instead of being like, you know what, there's a little bit of truth to that. You know what, there's a little bit of truth to that. That's how religion has fooled people by saying we are the only ones that are right. There's nobody else that's right. How can that be real if there is 3,000 religions? You mean to tell me you're the only one that knows the truth?
That's heavy. That's God talk.
And if you are the only one that knows the truth, why do you have a problem with me going over there and talking to them?
hmm That's the gatekeepers. Those are the false gatekeepers, man. The false gatekeepers
Exactly.
will stand next to the actual gatekeeper and try to pose. But the gatekeeper is watching you and he's setting you up for demise because all that transfer energy is just going to take itself to the meat and go to that individual. And everything that you try to do to deceive one is going to come back to you. So that's how synergy works. And people don't understand that until you get to that 5D consciousness. And
Absolutely.
it just is what it
Absolutely.
is. Once we there, we made it to so many ranks. Now you can't take us out of the game no more. We
Mm-mm.
ready player one. It's over. I'm
When
gonna
you
get
when we get to the point now where we listen to the same music, and mind you, some of this music has been out for years and years and years, but the average person now is going, "What does he mean by that?" You see what I'm saying? Before it would just go right over your head, and you was like, "Oh yeah, that's a dope lyric." that's why music is such a really creative way to get a message across. Because
What?
you can listen to a song when you're young and be like, oh my God, yo, this song is so hitting. And then when you become an adult, you listen to that same song and you're like, man, they was really on some freaky shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you
Yep.
hear it differently because your consciousness is different as to what's being said and what they're talking about.
Yep.
When you're young, all it is the beat. When you get a little bit older, you hear a little bit of what they're trying to say. When you become a full-grown adult, you hear the entire message. And the same correlation goes with our spirituality and how you grow in consciousness. When you're able to capacitize higher levels of consciousness, you can hear the truth, even if it's coming from a lower dimensional being. So a person might say, you know, fuck the police, I hate all the police. What he's actually saying is the police have repressed me and my family, and I wish it to stop.
Yep. That's it. And you
You know what I'm
crying
saying?
out. You crying out.
That's what.
Ooh, that's fire. Now we can recognize when the cry, when the crow call is being called, and we respond with the crow call back instead of the pettiness or the bullshit that's going to drown them out.
Mm-hmm.
That's connected. I love that message. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I gotta go run again, family. I've been out all day. I went out and did a run in the sunlight. The sun been blazing. I'm loving it. I might have to go do another job.
Get some
You
sun,
just you
family.
just you just amped me back up, family. Damn, that's fire. That's
Yeah.
fire. That's God talk. I knew when they messed up that video, I was like, okay, y'all got something for me. I'm gonna just calm down. It's like you were saying, you have to ride that wave, and if the wave ain't waving, then you have to calibrate yourself to the next wave. You just wait for a moment. Another one will beat it. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? You
Mm-hmm.
guess what? When the wave's not waving, what is it? It's just flat surface out there. You just chilling out there on the board.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It ain't no storm or nothing, because if it is, you can catch a wave in any moment. The best time to catch a wave is when? Ooh, spirit. The storm. In the storm, bro. Oh, that's fire. Oh, it's you back in there? I'm in there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
it said it paused. But yeah, that's a download from the source. When we in them storms, catch a wave and get out of there. It's no problem. Just stay on your emotional balance. Your mind will get you out of
Absolutely.
there. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's fire. That's a great bill, fam. I'm gonna get ready to get out of here and charge my phone so I can go ahead and
Right.
get back out here. But look, if you want to tap in again today, or if you got some free time today, I might have it. Just send me a message on the phone or whatever, or whenever this
Gotcha.
week, next week. You know how we do.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's a bet. I probably be I'm looking at trying to bust a move maybe around like 5 o'clock, somewhere around that area. But like always, I hit you up.
Yeah, we can get on your platform and do some more stuff. You know what I
Facts.
mean?
Every
But yeah,
time.
tap in. All love, family.
All right, peace.
Love, peace. All right.